Okay, part one, part two, kind of history. Part three, bringing it into the modern 2018 world. Are you still having a good time?
Oh, I am. This is a lot of fun. I've never done this before.
And what do you think of the questions I'm asking? Do you?
Perfectly fine. I really like them.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with answering everything. You haven't asked me anything outrageous. I seem to always have an answer.
No, I'm not really that type of person. Number one, number two, I could think you tell by look at my face a couple times when you're talking. I'm like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
No, you're
You know,
fine.
but you know what I'm saying. But all right, we're gonna wrap this up with okay. You're 18 years old.
Yes.
You are in William Allen High School here in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yes, I am. Proud of it.
Canaries?
Huh? Yes, Canaries for life, all the way.
Just make sure I got the. I live on the east side, okay?
All right.
And I graduated from Central Catholic. Allentown Central Catholic was just like pretty much smack dab in the middle.
It is.
Down here on 4th Street. So it's like kind of just making sure I don't insult anybody. You have to be careful in today's world.
You're right.
I
completely respect that.
You can't offend anyone. But the way I like to wait in an interview, and might really throw you, is to really wrap this up. You're a very intelligent woman.
Thank you.
I never like to. I don't like to use the term girl. I always say, like I do video for youth football.
Okay.
I always say young athletes or young adults. I don't like to use the term kids or young. To me that's insulting and that's degrading. Okay.
I understand.
You're a very intelligent woman young woman who has a lot of common sense. As you've proven in this conversation.
Thank you.
What in today's world? I mean, and it's just in my opinion, it keeps getting worse.
I have to agree.
You can't, instead of being, and this is my opinion only, and if I piss people off, oh well.
It's your opinion. This is safe.
Okay,
You can say whatever you want.
We are no longer the United States of America. We are a divided nation. That's what in several areas.
Yeah.
It's
upsetting.
We've become so sensitive, and it's so easily to offend anyone, that common sense, logic, and intelligence are almost completely getting lost.
And not even common anymore.
Right.
Can you believe this?
Right. So, you grew up in the social media age. I grew up with Atari and adapted to especially because of my magazine, my first two books, doing them online ebook. That I've easily adapted to the technology, information, and social media age. And this is even for adults, more than twice your age, like myself. Not so much as far as pageants and everything go, but as far as going out, pursuing your dreams, life in general. What advice would you give to people in the areas of pursuing your dreams? I mean, I'm 47. 5 years ago, I was crazy enough to start an online magazine. The year before that, I finally went after, one of my dreams since in my early 20s of self-publishing my first book. Next weekend, I'm going in studio for the first time after 33 years. Don't have a great voice for singing, but
you'll do fine.
So it's. What would your advice be to people of your generation, and I hate to use that word, your age, adults, as far as trying to survive this crazy thing that we call life that just keeps getting crazier and more insane?
Honestly, the thing that I've been doing since I was 5 is I've been doing theater. Now I'm 18, 13 years. It's a long time to be dedicated to doing something. Find something you're passionate about. Even if it's not when you're 5, maybe you'll be my age or older. That's fine.
Like I said, 47. My joke about that.
It's never too late.
My joke to younger people is, I can remember being a kid, walking around and running into a very nice family of velociraptors that I had a great conversation with.
That's great.
But yeah, I apologize for the interruption.
I love that. That was funny.
But please continue honestly. This is actually very serious.
Okay. Find something you're passionate about, whether it's music, theater like me, or art, sports, maybe just being outside. Not so much just being on your phone, because that's going to get boring, and that's not really something you can do forever. To me, when people are on their cell phone, it's like to kill time, but some people, they live on their phone. I don't understand. I can't stare at
I'm half guilty of that.
Well, I mean, I guess I am too, especially when I'm checking Facebook to see if people wrote to me or something. But other than that, I don't really care about my like being on social media. You know, other than trying to stay in contact with people or do research for something like this with the history, the Allentown Fair. But honestly, find that one thing that makes
in
you
the
happy
physical world, not the virtual
in
one.
the physical world. The virtual world will go away eventually. The reality never will.
I'm going to ask one more question. Just give me an idea for that, and you and I may actually get into a debate right here on camera because I think I can counter that. But anyway, continue.
Right. You're probably right. I'm only a
there is
young adult,
there is
so
no right or
I
wrong
don't
in this
really
one. But
know.
anyway, please continue. I'll catch you off guard on the next one.
Okay. Deal. So, like for me, I really like theater. I also like school. My favorite subject is history. I also like English. Science is good. Math, my worst subject.
Believe it or not, you know what my other worst subject is?
What?
And you'll be almost on the floor cracking up. English.
Really?
Because my senior year, because we did Shakespeare. And
Shakespeare? Oh my gosh.
Shakespeare put me to sleep.
That's my favorite. It's the thing I'm most passionate about. How could you mean you fall asleep? It's a whole different world.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's just, maybe with the language and everything, because it was like a lot of the language at the time. Shakespeare just bored the hell out of me. I'm sorry.
It makes me so happy because we did Romeo and Juliet. We did the play at my school, and I only had one line. I was Romeo's mother. I was Lady Montague, okay? One line. And I still remember it. It's Shakespeare language and all. Oh, Romeo, where is Romeo? Saw you him today. Right glad I am. He was not at this fray.
Okay, and the modern English translation is?
Modern language translation.
I had to.
It's fine. Is where is my son? Fine. Maybe you don't know where he is, but I'm so glad he wasn't at this fight. I'm glad the Montagues had nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Basically, my son's clean. He wasn't.
For those of you like me who are not too familiar with Romeo and Juliet, there's reasons we have the internet and Google and Bing and search engines.
You can memorize all Romeo and Juliet. It's easy.
So, but back to your point of finding something you're passionate about.
Find something that makes you happy, something that genuinely makes you happy. I don't mean drugs. I don't mean alcohol or smoking or whatever it is people do. I don't mean that.
You don't mean that quick fix and that quick escape.
Exactly. I don't mean that. Especially for somebody who's young, don't get hooked onto something like that when you're my age, because it'll ruin you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
From other people that I've known, don't face it, because it might help as an antidepressant, maybe, but in the long run, it's not good for you.
You're going to come down from that high or from that escape, and it's going to be just as bad. It's still going to be there.
Stay away.
And I'm speaking from I told you, and your parents know more about me. I gave you some of my background. Mm-hmm. It's only a temporary fix. It's still going to be there.
From what I've heard, now I don't actually know personally. I'm not into stuff like that. But the one thing I am into is, I guess, just life in general. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. Heck, it's not easy. I have a disease. I have Lyme disease. And no, it is not just by being bit by a tick and having the bullseye rash. And one other thing, for people who say, oh, you have Lyme's? No, it's not Lyme's. It's Lyme, as in Lyme, Connecticut. Okay?
Lyme.
Yes.
No S on it.
No S. Nothing. It's just Lyme disease. And a lot of people have it. It's an epidemic, okay? They say it's just as bad as cancer, sometimes worse, because doctors don't catch it. Most places don't even treat it. And here, I'm 18. I have a younger sister who's 12. My mother has it. She's had it for a long time now, okay? And it's hard to get treatment for that. Talk about stress. We have it, but you know what? You can't let your problems define who you are. And that's what people are doing nowadays, and they get real angry, and then they write music about being angry, and they turn to all this other crap that's not going to help you. My gosh, talk to people. That's going to help you. Find other ways to express yourself. Theater, drama, musicals.
Writing poetry and that was always been that used to be my outlet.
That's therapy.
Yeah.
having a pet, going horseback riding, I don't know, go to the zoo, see some animals. It helps. Every little bit helps. I'm just saying. Just something makes you happy, even if it's something goofy. Maybe look back on something from your childhood, like a favorite movie or something. I don't know why, but
Look at a cat. Watch a cat video on YouTube. There's enough of them.
I do that sometimes. It makes me happy. I used to do horseback riding when I was younger. I was in a couple competitions. It was for Western style riding. And I was in 2 competitions. I never won first prize or anything. I got like 2nd place for the round pen walk thing. That's about as far as I go really for agricultural. I really like agriculture though. Just because I don't live in the country doesn't mean that I wouldn't rather be living in the country than the city. But the city does have its perks. You know, you can, if you want to go to a store, you want to go somewhere, it's boom, it's right there, you're there. At least it's not like living out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 50 miles in a tank of gas later just to get to a local grocery store. But
It happens. But you do have some privacy, I'm sure, out in the country, and that's probably a lot nicer, not all the hustle and bustle.
But the one thing I like about a big city, I'm talking like Philadelphia, New York, thanks to your parents, I was in New York for the first time in December of my life. I can never repay them for that night, that whole night, honestly.
I think just
but,
you being your friend is enough, to be honest.
But like with me, what I love about the big city, and and this is not to counter you or anything,
Of course.
but when you're in a big city, you can be on the scene and be known if you want. But if you need that break, you can still drop out of sight without, disappear for a little bit to take a break without having everybody, are you okay? What happened? You know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like,
true.
because everybody's like, okay, you're in the city. We know, if there was something majorly wrong, we would have found out about it. You would have told us, So
True.
they both have their.
Well, that's absolutely right. I don't know it from that kind of angle. I only know it from the way that I've grown up and
I grew up in a small town, and I go into Copley, and it just, 2 hours, I'm like, get me out of here. I got the creeps. Now, I just want to go into this quick topic that we said about the debate, because it's something I've always, wanted to speak with, someone who's, your age group. You said we mentioned about the virtual world.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, VR is part of the next phase of human evolution.
What is VR? I've never
Virtual
heard of it.
reality. The virtual reality, VR.
Gotcha.
I believe that is part of, not necessarily within the next, 50 years, but 500 years from now, we will actually be living more in a virtual world than a physical one. And also the virtual world.
I'm sticking with the physical world. No offense.
I'll take the virtual one.
I'm staying here.
But like when I had one semester at our university, and I was going for video game design and simulation. Only I didn't want to create video games. I wanted to create virtual reality simulations for police, firefighters, etc. And what people don't realize is, okay, well, nature's kind of giving us a hint that it's time to start getting off this planet and exploring what's beyond this planet.
I mean, I guess.
But
I'm staying on Earth, okay?
But the virtual world can also help in simulations for. They just found. I don't know if you saw this. I saw this today in one of the science publications. One of our probes actually found water underneath the surface of Mars.
Really? Is it drinkable though?
They don't know, but they said about. So it's like, okay, as we prepare to go on to another planet, there are a lot of cases for where the virtual world will help us out, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
I don't really know. To be honest, I don't really like talking about things I don't know too much about.
Okay.
But from what you've just told me, that's kind of cool, I guess. But to me personally, I don't know how much I trust it. As much as I love outer space, and wouldn't that be great to live there? In a way, we kind of already do. We are on a planet that is out in outer space. What's the difference between staying here, and moving to a completely different planet? Like what's the point of going to Mars? You can't grow anything there. There's dust storms that go like 100 degrees below zero.
But what about
maybe more? It's not.
But what about the fact that the planet is becoming overpopulated, though? You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like anything else. Nature and the universe itself has a balance.
That's true.
And with the way we we continue to procreate, and the rate we procreate at, and the fact that we actually have very few predators other than ourselves.
That's true.
Unless we go into a jungle and
Or at
run
the
into
top
a
of the
30-foot
food chain.
anaconda.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's eventually we are literally going to run out of space where we can, and plus the continuing growing population is also what's leading to like the superstorms we're having. So it's like maybe nature. So maybe it's time that we really did start.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm staying on Earth. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying. Personally.
Okay. Now, why would you want to stay on Earth?
Because why would I want to go up
But
to
explore
in outer
something
space?
that.
Listen, that's great. I understand what you mean. I love.
This isn't the debate.
exploring
I actually want to get into a debate with you.
It's great. It's just, hey, not everybody wants to do that with their life.
Yeah.
Some people do want to be astronauts. Go to NASA, get training. Hey, I get car sick just driving over to Bethlehem. Are you trying to imagine me going all the way up to Mars in one of those shuttles? No, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Do you know how much fuel that takes just to get up there? There's not going to be enough to transport all these people. It's impossible. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
There's a legitimate
some.
reason why I wanted to get into a debate with you.
What?
Because you've been smiling, you've been laughing, you've been the whole time. I wanted people to see how truly passionate you are, and I wanted to see everyone to see how truly passionate you are.
Wow.
And your expression, the way you were speaking, people can tell with this interview, with everything else, you're not doing it for what I call, and a lot of people would call the wrong reasons, popularity, money.
No.
You do things in your life, you make your choices because you believe in them and you're passionate about it. And that's what the debate just proved and showed everybody. There's a method. There's always a method behind my madness. I just don't always let it be known.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
Now,
Let me buy some.
final question. You get to turn it around on me. What did you think of the interview, honestly?
I loved it. It was fun. I've never done something like this before, but I'm not scared. At first, I wasn't sure what
Yeah,
to
you said you were
expect.
going to be nervous.
Yeah, a little bit, but now not so much. It's not as bad as I thought, I guess.
Did you, in your honest opinion, don't say it because you want to be nice or anything. Be completely honest. Did you enjoy the questions and did you have a good time?
I did. Both, yes. The questions, nothing was outrageous. I could answer most of them. There was only that one about the virtual world. I was like, I don't know. But that was kind of part of the debate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but everything all together, it all made sense. It all went into one another.
Okay.
I seemed to understand everything, so
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
it worked.
I want to.
It was fun,
I really, sincerely, and from the heart, thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for
I
your
really
time.
appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I had, believe me, especially for a chance to see your parents and
I know,
great
aren't they
friends.
great?
Yeah, great friends. I mean, yeah, just
Thank you.
say the word, boom. Okay, not a problem. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.